Surprise! It's Saturday morning and here I am. I don't know if I've ever done a Saturday morning Facebook Live, but I was working on something for an event and I thought, why don't I make it with you? So thanks for joining me, whether you're watching in real time or if you're watching the replay or you're watching on YouTube. I love it, and I love that you would let me know that you're watching. That would be super. So let's go down to my desktop and see what all the excitement is about. All right, as many of you know, we have new catalogs going live. Goodness, I had things all set up and now it's out of whack. We will get it focused in a little bit better there. Sorry, hope I didn't make you seasick. There we go. I was all excited that it was working. And then, of course, there we go. So this catalog and this catalog are going live pretty soon, actually, January 7th, and it's already January 4th, 2025. So it won't be long now that everybody will be able to order from it, but demonstrators, we've been able to order from it for a month and a half. So we've had some time to have some play time, and I have an event coming up this week with my downline, and one of the things that we're going to be looking at are things from these catalogs. So in this catalog here is well, we're going to look at a whole suite of products from that, and then we'll mention this as well. So the suite of products that we're going to be looking at right now is called Beautiful Bokeh Suite. So bouquet, it's spelt B-O-K-E-H, and if you have your catalog, it's on pages 38 to 41, 4 whole pages for this suite, because there's some special stuff in it. So this is how it's pronounced in case you were interested. So it's bow and K, but the emphasis is on the bow part. I can mispronounce so many things, so I always try to practice up on that. So there are tons of things in this suite. So there's a stamp set, and this is it. I love the words, all the different sizes. These can be stamped underneath the butterfly wings or a butterfly wings on their own. Now, when I looked at it in the catalog initially, I thought, I don't think I need another butterfly set. But look what else comes with this set, and I think you might change. Be like me and get caught up in that. So the dies, there are tons of dies. So this one layers on top of that, obviously, and then these little ones can fit inside of that. So if you want to layer, so there's 2 that size. There's the butterfly body, and then there's this weird looking thing here. So this suite has 2 what I call extra special things. One is there's a hybrid embossing folder, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute, and one is this die right here. So let's look at my Get Acquainted sheet first before we look at the embossing folder. I'm just going to move these out of the way. So we've got these beautiful stamps. And then some of the stamps go with, they can be cut out by the die or they can just stand alone. And then we've got some labels, a long one and a little shorter one. I absolutely love that. And then there are butterfly bodies that you can pop on here or here. So you've got all of that going on. But there's even more. So let's take a look, see at what this one does. So this one here, I don't know if you can see, but there's a little line there. Now, if you take your half sheet of, your basic card layer base, fold it in half, and if you line that little line up with the fold, and you can see it on this side too, so that you can do it. And then you can run it through your die cut and emboss machine this way like that. And when you get it out, you have this. So you can take your scissors and just snip here and here, and you would have a card like that. Now, I know some of you are already asking, what about if I folded my paper in half first? Well, our dies are designed to cut through a single layer of paper, but sometimes it works. So I decided to give that a try, and I've I folded my cardstock base, my card base in half and ran it through, and yes, it worked beautifully as a special shape card. So we've got these two options. So you can have it with a full card backing, or you can have the shape. So isn't that neat? I just love it. And then of course you can always layer things on top. So let me bring in another color so you can see. So for example, this is this die right here. This could layer on top of here as well, and you could build up all different kinds of layers. So there are all kinds of potential there, and we're going to explore a little bit today. Now, there's one more thing. So this is super duper. It's absolutely amazing. So you can take this one here, and you can take the embossing folder. Yes, it's a hybrid embossing folder. So as always, a hybrid embossing folder means you can use it like an embossing folder, and it is just gorgeous like that. Or you can die and cut at the same time. Die cut and emboss, pardon me, at the same time. So you always look for where the Stampin' Up! Logo is, and you put this die here, fits in, and once it's in, it kind of locks in, and you put your paper over top, close it up, run it through. It does not harm your embossing folder, which is always the scary part. And when you're finished, you have a die cut embossed butterfly, and this is what we're going to work with today. So let's move some of these things out of the way. I'm just going to leave that there because I'm going to want to refer to it again in a few minutes. And let's bring in what we're going to work on. But before we do, let's see what else is in this suite. So in the suite, we also have the bouquet, Beautiful Bokeh designer paper here. Let me bring this in, and then you can see the names along with me. So it has like these, what's called bouquet. We've done it with blending and that kind of thing. It's a photography type of technique. Oops, I've got some of these. And so we've got sort of variegated color, and we've got these white bursts, sort of like we've dropped water on it, and then it's blended the color. Absolutely gorgeous. And then on the other side, it's almost like water spattered. I'm really, really loving this paper. And for this project today, I could have used this paper, but I'm going to use something else. But I wanted you to see it. It is absolutely gorgeous. Then another big, this suite has so many gorgeous things. We've got the itty bitty bouquet mix. Bouquet. And it has got just all kinds of assorted. Some are sequins, some are not. Some actually are solid. And they are just so much fun, whether you want to make a shaker card or put little dots of glue. And I shouldn't have turned the lid upside down. And you can just add them as embellishments to your card. It works very easily, and I've done lots of fun things with that. I'll be showing that at a later date. But so that also comes in the suite. We're not going to use those two things today. I've got those little bits, but they are absolutely beautiful. But what I said was we're going to be using this. So we're going to use that. So I have this here. And let's unpack that a little bit. So we have a card base. And we have this piece here, which is the people are going to use to cut out this butterfly. So we'll move that out of the way. And then we have this paper here, which is absolutely gorgeous too. And this is one of the items that you can earn. It's not for sale. It is one that you can earn, and it is called I just buried it. Where did it go? Here it is. The Bloom Impressions 12 by 12 designer paper. Got tons of color in it. And It is found in Celebration. So if you spend $75 or more, you can get a level 1 item from here, and this is one of the level 1 items. So it's got the gorgeous floral images on this side, like that. Just so much fun, so much color when we're in the middle of winter here. It just is like a breath of fresh air. And then on the back, you've got these almost color washes for many of them. And we are using one of these, one that you're not seeing here because I've used every single piece of it except for this. So on this side, we've got this, and on this, this. So we're going to use that paper from there. We're going to use some new of this gold woven ribbon. We had it in silver a few years ago. It's just light and airy, and it just adds a little bit. So we're going to add just a little bit of that. And then we've got the butterfly body, and I cut it out of the textured metallic. So you might say textured metallic. So it is found in the annual catalog or online. Sorry for the glare there. So it comes in one package. You get the copper, the kind of pewter, and the gold, and it is got just a little bit of a brushed look to it. And we cut the butterfly body out of there. So we've got that. We brought in a circle that you could punch, or you could die cut. I die cut it from the Stylish Shapes, and it's the second largest one right there. So we've got that, and we've got a label. So first off, let's look at the fold. So this is 5.5 by, oh, Maggie, hi, so glad you said hi. Enjoy the hockey. What age group? So this is 5.5 by 8.5, and it's scored first of all in half at 4 1/4, like that. And then I made a score mark also at the 7-inch mark. So they were going to fold that back. Oops, what am I doing here? There we go, just like that. And now we have a lopsided Z, right? So we've got it like that. So that's going to be our card base. Then we're going to put it to the side. What we're going to do right now is work on this, because this is where what I call the magic happens in this particular project. So we're going to use this. We're also going to use our color wheel and look for some colors that go together. So in here, there's Blackberry Bliss, obviously. So let's line this up with Blackberry Bliss. I'm doing monochromatic. So Blackberry Bliss, what colors are near Blackberry Bliss, pardon me. So we've got Berry Burst, Fresh Freesia, and Bubble Bath. I think I'm going to go with Blackberry Bliss, Fresh Freesia, and Bubble Bath. Those are the colors I'm going to be working with here. So we've got that here, Bubble Bath. Let me just open that up while I've got that. Bubble Bath, Fresh Freesia, and Joan, hi, so glad to see you here. Glad so many of you are catching me, even though I didn't advertise that I was going to do this. Now we're going to bring in our blending brushes. So I've got scrap paper under here. If I wasn't doing it live, I would do it right on here and just wipe it off. But we're going to do that. Now I use my blending brushes for color families. So my pinks are in this, my purples are in this, and blending brushes come in 2 sizes. The small and the regular size, which came out first. So here's a question. Do you have a preference, small or regular? Or are you still exploring blending brushes? What I'm doing right now is making sure mine is clean or cleanish. You can wash them, but I just find to go like that works pretty well. And I'm going to start with my lightest, which is Bubble Bath. So I'm going to put ink on here and just hope my Bubble Bath is inky enough. And I'm going to do light colors around the edges. I'm finding my ink pads really dry every time I go to use them right now. they need to be re-inked. And I think it's because it's so dry here in Alberta right now. My skin is dry, static electricity everywhere. So all I'm doing is as you can see, a circular motion. And what's happening is the ink is catching the raised areas a little bit more. So it's darker where the raised areas are, and you're getting that neat effect. So maybe a bit more down here. So there we've got the bubble bath, and I can always come back. Now I'm going to go a little darker with fresh Freesia. And it doesn't matter if I go where the Blackberry Bliss is going to go, because it's so much darker that it won't matter. And let's try it on this side. And you're going to keep building up the color until you've got it where you want it. So it's not bad right now. I know that I want it darker. I'm going to just keep going. And I overlap a bit so they blend together. So you can see already it's taking on a nice richness here. Okay, I'm going to stop there, and then whoop, I can come back. Now I'm going to switch over to Blackberry Bliss, which is more purpley in my mind. And I'm going to do the middle section here. Ooh, I got that one really dark. I forgot to tap it off. Oh well, we'll make it work, right? There we go. I think that's likely dark enough. I might come back with the other colors and just add another layer. I always like to swish it off. So we'll come back with the fresh Freesia and blend it in a little bit more. Look at how rich and vibrant this is looking. I just love this. And we'll go back now to the bubble bath. I better make sure it's a little bit cleaner and blend that a little bit more. And just like that, we have these gorgeous variegated colors like that. So let's move that aside. Let's close. Well, let's keep the Blackberry Bliss out for a minute, and we'll leave the bubble bath out. Now you could do this with any color combination. I'm going to show you some other combinations in a little bit. Just while we've got the ink out, we are going to bring in this label here, and we're going to stamp Happy Birthday. This comes in the stamp set. Nice, beautiful selection of words. And I know I'm going to cut off this end, so I'm going to stamp towards this end here. And there we go. Whoop. Well, that didn't work very well. I've got another one somewhere. Where is my dies? Oh, I put them down. Yeah. I keep spares when I cut extras in one of the cello envelopes, the clear envelopes that we have. So there, we are all rescued. I could flip it over, but I love the detailing of the die, the edging on it. So I am going to put that to the side and do this again. And we're going to have all the pieces ready to go. There, that's more like it. We've got that. Now on the inside of the card, I'm going to, this is going to go here. So the inside of the card, I thought I would do time to celebrate because that fits any occasion, but especially happy birthday. So I'm using my grid to line this up. Now, I like to put my words somewhere in the center because I'm not very good with what I write. But if you're someone who likes to write lots, just raise it up a little bit. Now we're going to take this little flying butterfly and go in the bubble bath and just have it right there. And while we're at it, we're going to do the back as well so that when we sign, put our initials, it'll be all set to go. Now our stamping is done. Everything with the ink is done. So let's close that up and just put our card together. So we've got this here, and we needed to anchor the butterfly a bit. So the butterfly is going to go on here, but it gets kind of lost. But once you put this on here, it works a little better, doesn't it? So my plan is to put the happy birthday here going off the edge. So I'm going to put that on right now so that I'm not playing around with it once the card is assembled. But actually, the design of this card, it would not be hard to add it at the end either. But you know, if I remember to do this, it's that much better. There we go. And I'll bring in my snips and just snip off that excess like that. And now we're going to fasten this onto the card front. Now what this is going to do, it's only going to go on this little panel here. So, and it's going to go top to bottom. So I'm not going to put the adhesive on here. I'm going to put it on here because then I know it'll only be where we want it. So it's just like that. And just try to center it. It's like when it's closed, this is one of my favorite fun folds recently. When it's closed, it just looks like you've got a nice little border, but when you open it up, ta-da, like that. And it's perfect for a butterfly because it looks like the butterfly is flying. So we're going to put this down flat here. And let's just make sure we think this through a little bit. Yep, that looks good. Now we could have texturized that with an embossing folder or whatever, but we haven't. Now the next thing I want to do is add this body because I think that this shiny paper really adds to it. I could have also just done Wink of Stella or something like that, but if I've got the paper, why not use it, right? And I have found that putting this on, if you kind of match up the antenna, center them first, everything else falls into place. Hi, Peggy. Good to see you on this Friday morning, or Saturday morning, pardon me. I have been so mixed up this week. I figured Wednesday, New Year's Day, was Sunday, and that's sort of how the week's gone. So now we've got it like that, and I want my wings to have a bit of life, so I'm just going to gently pull them up a bit, and then again, gently go like this. I'd rather do repetitive than try to do it all at once and rip my butterfly. How many love how this butterfly is turning out? I absolutely love it. Now, our choice. We could run liquid adhesive just down the body and put it flat. We could put some dimensionals on there. It looks like I got that a little high. Well, we can always wonder if it's stuck down. Oh, it's stuck down pretty well. That'll be okay. So, but then I got thinking about what do I have in my stash? And I have foam adhesive strips. Now they come, I cut mine in half. They come this long, and I use half ones, and they are just the right size to go down the butterfly body. Now these adhesive strips are just like dimensionals, but they're a tiny bit thicker. So if you don't like the thickness of them, cut your dimensionals and put them there, but I quite like this. So we're going to, so I was wanting the butterfly to go like that. This is bugging me. I'm going to, have you ever stuck something down in the wrong place? I'll show you how to fix that. Heat it up with your heat tool. So this is going to be a bit noisy, but what it's going to do is the heat is going to melt or soften the adhesive, and we are going to be able to move that down a bit. Let's see how we're doing. Not quite there yet. The heat tool wasn't warmed up, so it takes a little longer. And I think I put glue everywhere, didn't I? It's coming soft. There, we're just about there. Let's see. There we go. There. Perfect solution. There's always a way to fix stuff, right? So that's still sticky, but I'll add a bit more because it curls a bit after all the heat. Now let's lower that down. I've got a bit of residue there, so I can't go too low, but let's see. Yeah, this is better. There we go. Put that there and just put that to weigh it down. So now this is nice and sticky. So, before I put that on, I almost forgot this. Now this adds just a nice little touch. So you can see how it looks here. It just adds a little whimsical touch behind. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bit of adhesive down here just to hold the trim. And I'm going to take this piece of trim and give it one twist like that and stick it down in the trim. And then the butterfly is going to go on top, and it just adds that little extra special. So we're going to go like that. And can you see how that is? Just like that. Now we could bring in the embellishments that go with this suite, but I wanted to introduce you to one more thing. So we could have brought in the itty bitty bouquet mix, but there's also something in Celebration called the purple adhesive-backed sequins. They're another item that you can earn for $75, and they just work perfectly with this. So let's embellish with a few of these, and I kind of like doing a selection. So we've got white, we've got pink, and we've got this color here, and maybe we'll take one of these and put it right here. So just like that, we have not only learned a few techniques and learned and see with some new product, we have this gorgeous card that goes like this. So here was my original card, very, very similar actually. And then I played with some more butterflies doing this technique. So let me just show you some of the other color combos. And I actually started writing the colors I used on the back because I likely wouldn't remember, right? So the color wheel is what I use to do these color combos. I use the monochromatic here. And so we've got this one, and this one, and this one. This one I tried adding a bit of yellow on the edge. I'm not so sure I'm crazy about that. Here we've got, let's bring this in like that. And then I did another one and I put it on this card here. So I put it on the black, added just some different embellishments, just did a few different things. I did the embossing on the, I used the embossing folder on the back. So same technique on the butterflies. So how many of you love that technique and think you'd love to try it? There are anything that has embossing on it, even your embossing folders, you could do this technique on. If you're liking this fold, here is another celebration item. It's the heart one, that's a level 2, and there's the same fold. I just added another layer of cardstock behind. This is the same size. So I'm going to be using this set Monday night in Monday Night Stamping. Yes, I'm coming back Monday nights now. I'm finding I'm not so wiped in the evenings, and I'm ready to do it on a Monday night. So Monday Night Stamping happens this Monday. That is January the 6th at 7 o'clock. And if you like this card, make sure to let me know. And the other thing is, if you want any products or want any help in learning how to get some of this stuff, just reach out. I'd be glad to help you too. So thanks for joining me, and take care. Bye-bye.